I wanted to get on here and share with you a download that I just had earlier with a client of mine that I felt was and is really important for me to share with you all at this time or whoever's watching. So, the Epstein files are a ritual. It's a large ritual. It's been a ritual that has been planned for a long time. They were dropped exactly when they intended to drop them, exactly how they intended to drop them. This ritual is part of a larger ritual, which is a ritual that has been going on for a very long time, which is the dehumanization of our society, implanting basically debauchery and inhumanity or inhumaneness would be the right word, sexualization, and a lack of integrity, honor, morals, decency. It is taking our society, and has been, away from a kind of a core fundamental goodness, which this is not said in some spiritually, God-fearing thing. This is just how it is and how it's been. And it has used us as basically bait to allow them even greater control and manipulation. This has probably started 20, 30 years ago, if not longer. I mean, it could have started 100 years ago. But it's the slow poisoning of our minds, where what would once be considered a shocking thing to see, whether in a print ad or a music song or a music video or even in porn, it is now becoming normalized. We are living in a world that has become corrupt. And again, this is not said from some morally high ground. This is what it is. And so this infiltration, this poison of our society has been happening more and more and every year, where now, and has been for a long time, the sexualization of children has been normalized and accepted and almost desired. And so this aspect of the ritual, the dropping of these files, is basically nothing more than implicit consent of us as a society to continue being fed this disgusting, parasitic, dangerous rhetoric of human slavery in a certain form. And when it comes with children, they are making us, or us, allowing us to sort of accept it and normalize it. And you might think, well, I'm not normalizing these types of files. Are watching them and opening them and seeing them is normalization. And especially if we don't perpetrate or do something against these perpetrators, it is even more so part of their ritual, because to them, it's dumping this disgustingness onto us, and we look at it and we feel disgust and anger and just grossness. That is an energy, and that energy is going out into them, and they're feeding it and rolling in it like pigs in their own muck. They are happy and they're joyful because right now they're getting a huge boon of energy. They know exactly what they're doing because they're seeing how well they have basically poisoned our society with their evils. And this huge kind of, last sort of song and dance is to kind of, close the screen on their whole plan, which is to allow and normalize pedophilia, child sexuality and brutality, and pretty much all things inhumane and lacking personal sovereignty for the people who are involved, as well as our own sovereignty when we watch it or hear about it. We are in a huge experiment, a huge ritual, and have been for a long time. We are in many different ones, but this is a huge one. the allowing of our culture to lose its goodness. And so what can you do about it? You cannot fight for peace with war. You want peace, and you allow peace, and you love peace so that more peace happens. By getting angry and by getting just so grossed out or whatever because of these files, it is exactly what they want you to do. So instead, be aware of it. If you can do something with yourself, like do a protest or write a book or share content or, do something physically with your body that you feel called to do to bring awareness to what is actually going on, then do it. But if all you can do is be within yourself, do not spend too much time out there being angry, because again, that is just food for them. Instead, take that energy and look at yourself. Face your own demons. Are you living a life of integrity? Are you yourself in a morally bankrupt place in some areas? Do you have shadow work to do on yourself? Because this world that we are in, this play that we are in, this matrix that we are in, is just a larger version of the one we have within ourselves. And only we can change it. And by changing it is by looking at ourselves and taking full responsibility and not acquiescing to what they are giving us. And instead, looking at ourselves and saying, how can I raise my own vibration? How can I bring the goodness back to my own life? Not in some, again, puritanical, I am better righteous than you. You know what it means within yourself to live within integrity, to have your own personal ethics. That is a life you need to follow. Bring the energy from out there and put it back into yourself, and stay positive and stay grounded and work on yourself. We all have work to do. Work on yourself. And perhaps if enough of us do that work, it will become like the 100th monkey and the world will change. But if you want to see the change out there, you have to start within yourself first and realize what they're doing is part of a huge ritual. And by fixing yourself and looking at yourself, you are saying, I do not consent. I do not consent. I do not consent.